Good evening, this is Jessica Harris with PM692's Unit 1 video discussion. Conflict resolution assists with confronting problems and communicating with respect to someone with an opposing opinion. Dynamic environments are inevitable, but using conflict resolution techniques can help maintain a healthy environment. According to the University of Notre Dame, these techniques include listening, gathering the group, being impartial, not postponing conflict resolution, promoting teamwork, and broadcasting praise. For many of us, the problem with conflict resolution begins with the approach. We may be thinking about how angry, disappointed we are, so we approach the conflict with these feelings, and we neglect to think what the end game is. We need to think about what we want to get out of the discussion. If a person thinks about what the end game is, they are already primed to be more effective in their communication. In addition, I like to try to have the conversation on a conflict sooner rather than later. In my opinion and experience, addressing the issue as soon as it comes up means you're likely to have a productive, low-pressure conversation than if you wait until a breaking point. The world will always have challenging people, so learning how to deal with them effectively is important. Understanding someone's point of view and practicing empathy can be extremely useful when resolving conflict. When you approach a conversation with the will to understand versus the idea that their ideas need to change, can help resolve conflict sooner rather than later, and which would result in making the situation more tense. Dealing with a difficult person can be exhausting, but the most effective way to diffuse a difficult person is to truly listen to what they are trying to say, which means staying silent and hearing them all the way through. An article written by Silence in 2014 titled "Learning How to Manage Difficult People" says to listen with empathy to the other person's point of view and look for ways to show him or her that you understand this perspective, even if you disagree. Whether you agree or disagree isn't relevant. It's important to just listen, and if necessary, you can get back to them. If a person is being difficult, it is because they are responding to their perceived reality rather than what is going on in the moment. There are some strategies to deal with difficult people. Negative people are here to stay, so it's important to learn how to deal with them. Psychology Today, in a 2015 article, provided a list of 20 strategies that can be used when dealing with them. Most importantly, in my opinion, is to listen. Listening also involves staying calm and showing respect. One's attitude is the key to dealing successfully with difficult people. When they are not willing to compromise, we still need to be able to speak to them. When I find myself in a situation with someone who just can't hear me in the moment, I don't force the issue. Trying to get my point across to someone who can't hear me only escalates the situation. If needed, the conversation can be revisited at a later time to communicate what needed to be said.